Hi, this is Jerry Kuntz at the Ramapo Catskill Library System. Today we're going to take a look at a feature of SmarterMail called content filtering and also some other measures that can be taken to reduce spam. The most effective anti-spam measure that we have is something that is done here at our system headquarters. When we observe spam messages, we see the servers where those messages are originating, and we block those servers. That's the most effective measure. Another measure that you can take is if you have spam in your junk email folder, you can highlight that spam message and under Actions, click on Block Sender. Block Sender will stop any messages coming from the email address that sent you that message. Now, one trick that spammers have is they will change the from header with every message that they send out, so that it's very unlikely that you would get the same spam message from the same sending address. So there's another measure that you can take to reduce spam, and that is by creating a content filtering rule. Now, the way that content filtering works is that within your account, you can decide whether there are certain words or phrases or names that you can define as a rule that you would either want to be moved automatically to your junk email folder or even automatically deleted. So I have an example here. I have a message in my junk email folder about Ray-Ban sunglasses, which I have no interest in and which I see spam messages about Ray-Ban all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a content filtering rule based upon that brand name Ray-Ban that will automatically delete the messages before they even get to my mail account. So the way I'm going to create that rule is I'm going to go up to Settings, and the last option in Settings is Content Filtering. And what I see when I go to content filtering is a list of content filtering rules that I have created in the past. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new rule. And I'm going to first have to give this rule a name. So I'm just going to give it the name Ray-Ban. And now I have to identify the condition for this rule and then what action it will take when that condition is met. So first of all, I'm going to click on New Condition, and it says Select Rule Type. So this is asking us to define whether this rule just pertains to messages from a certain address or which contain words or phrases which are being sent to a certain address, which contain attachments, or another rule. So usually you're going to select contains words or phrases. So we're going to select that as the condition. And then it wants to know where those words or phrases are to be found within the email message. So I'm not going to just limit it to subject. I'm going to say anywhere in the message. And again, the logical rule that it's using is contains. You could also set that to does not contain. So I'm going to leave it as contains. And now I'm going to enter in the words and phrases I want it to key on. So I'm going to type in Ray-Ban 3 different ways. And then I'm going to save that condition. All right, so now I have the condition. Now I have to identify an action, and I have a choice of actions. I can delete the message. I can bounce the message back to where it came from. I can move it to one of my folders. I can add a header to it. I can copy it. I can mark it as read. All right, usually when you create these content filtering rules, you're either going to delete the message or move it to your junk email folder. So in this case, I'm going to say delete message, and I'm going to save that. So I have defined the rule name, the condition, and the action, and then the final step I have to do is to save that rule. So now it appears as one of my content filtering rules. Now I do have to caution everyone to be careful when you set up these content filtering rules. We had an instance a couple of years ago where someone had set up their content filtering rules to delete any message with certain swear words. But then they also subscribed to a first chapter service, and they were not getting their first chapter emails because the chapter that they were being sent contained swear words. So you do have to think about and be careful about setting up rules, especially rules that will delete messages rather than just move them to your junk email folder. Now let me go back to my junk email folder because I saw something else there. I saw a message that is not really spam that did get sent as probable spam to my junk email folder. Now, there's something that I can do on my end to prevent that happening in the future. If I highlight that message, one of the actions I can take on this is to mark not spam. And what will happen if I mark this as not spam is it will take the sender of the message and will add that to my list of trusted senders. So your list of trusted senders will never wind up in your junk email box. So I'm going to do that in this case. All right, so now that message has gone out of my junk email, and I should see it listed down now in my regular inbox. So those are two measures that you can take with things that wind up in your junk email folder. You can set up content filtering rules so that you will not see those again, or you can mark them as not spam, in which case they should never appear in your spam folder again if they're coming from that address. All right, thank you for watching this.